Now this television is not as clear. It'll be crystal clear on that monitor that we're talking about. And I'll make you guys a DVD after this is done. We'll be done in about 45 minutes.
He's good, he said. Thumbs up.
You're on.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another segment of Asaph Cafe. I am your host, Asaph Adonai, and on my immediate left we have Matty Hermundson, who is sitting in. He is our special guest today. And then on my further left we have Conor Jones, and we're sitting here through the magic of green screen technology. We're on the set of King Kong. Now, did you guys ever see the movie King Kong?
I did not know.
Did you ever see it?
Yes,
we're talking about the original, because you know they got a new King Kong
Right,
movie
right.
coming out with Samuel Jackson.
Absolutely.
Well, basically, here, let me play some chords here, and I'll give you a run through and check our time here, all right? In the 1933 version of the film, Fay Wray, she's the main character. She's called the Scream Queen. That was her reputation because she could scream like in movies and not go hoarse.
Right, sure.
Anyway, she plays this homeless woman in the film. And so the producers wanted to go to Skull Island. So they told this homeless woman, I tell you what, if you go to Skull Island with us, we'll pay you and get you off the streets. But they didn't tell her all the dangers of Skull Island. They just wanted to use this lady. So the captain of this ship, they take this homeless woman and the crew, they go to Skull Island. There's like this bunch of natives there, African-American natives. And they were like savages, you know how those old early movies are.
Sure.
They always portray people of color. So anyway, they go to Skull Island, and then they tell the homeless lady, we're here to really capture King Kong. He's like going to be the eighth wonder of the world. That's Kong right there, see?
I believe it.
They were going to capture this gorilla and bring this thing to New York, and they had him chained up at the theater like this. And so they would just have like a theater where they invite people to the theater. Look what we captured! We captured Kong, you know? So they took this homeless woman to Skull Island. They had to deal with the natives. They capture Kong, right? They bring him to New York. As you can see, this is New York, I believe it is. And so the King Kong gets ticked off, right? Because he's always like chained like this while people are watching him. He goes, rah, like the Hulk, and he breaks the chains in the middle of the theater. And people are like, ah! And then he gets loose and he's wreaking havoc all through New York. And that's basically what the movie's about. That's the short version of what it's about. But I would recommend you guys see it. It's just the original. And of course now with the new version coming out, it's going to be all fancy and everything. You know, it'll have special effects. They'll have the machine guns and, you know, the missile guns that they didn't have in this version here. This version was pretty primitive. And see this backdrop here with this plane? Well, the homeless lady, Kong grabs her in the theater, and he looks at her, he falls in love with her, and he climbs up top of the Empire State Building, and he's holding this lady. So they're trying to save the life of this lady, so they have this, yeah, she's like, ah! She's like screaming all through the whole movie, and so finally the authorities send these planes out here, and they shoot Kong down, and that's how they end it. You almost feel sorry for King Kong, you know.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't ask for that. I mean, he minded his own business. They can hijack him. You know, that's what they do in the movies. You know, they always take somebody from their homeland, you know. And then they bring them to the U.S. and wonder why they get all ticked off when they get loose. So, same plot line, you know. It's the same with Roots. Did you see Roots, the movie? It's the 1970s version of Roots.
I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
You know, they had a guy named Kunta Kinte. He was like in
Kinte?
Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, similar to Kong.
Sure.
And so they kidnap him, they take him to the U.S. and they turn him into a slave and change his name to Toby. I'm Kunta Kinte! Toby! You had to see it. But anyway, getting back to Kong, it's the same plot line. They always hijack somebody in these early movies. They just take them and stuff like that. I'm going to play a song.
At least it's not in black and white, though.
No, that was in color. You guys know this song by chance?
I think I might have written it.
This is a song called This Guy's in Love With You is the name of it. Still recognize it?
I don't.
Okay, I'll keep playing. Just listen and see if you hear it. Still don't know it, huh? name that tune in a little while too.
Oh gosh, I'm not good at that.
So that'll be fun. I'm gonna stop on that note there in the middle of the song. Well, I'm gonna have some M&Ms if you guys aren't.
I'm gonna have some apple juice.
There you go.
I'm gonna have some water. Cheers.
So Matty, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I am actually from Athens, Georgia.
Georgia.
I was born there. Yes, sir.
What are you doing here?
I've been here since the age of 4 or 5.
Okay, and you went to high school and everything here?
I did, yeah, Big Sky High School. Let's see, I was done in 2001. So,
Okay.
and I live here in town.
How do you like it here in Missoula?
I love it here.
So do I.
I mean, I can't imagine not living anywhere else.
Yeah, I see, yeah.
So,
You ready? You know the song?
Definitely.
You know the song?
I'm not a music person, so
This is
I
called
don't know.
Edelweiss from The Sound of Music, the movie.
Okay.
I'm just playing pretty straight right now. No tricks. Except for at the end.
I recognize the end part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Connor, where are you from?
I'm from San Jose, California.
Oh, really? Yeah, I grew up in California. I grew up in Sacramento.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Sacramento.
Nice.
Right on.
That's awesome.
And I went to the San Francisco Conservatory when I was about, well, maybe a little younger than you guys are now at the time. I was
Right.
19 when I went there.
Mm.
That, I used to go on the Golden Gate Bridge every day. I
Okay.
had to go to school. That was pretty cool, too. Go on that bridge there.
How big is that bridge?
Well, I couldn't tell you dimension-wise, but it's pretty big because it's got something like 7 or 8 lanes.
Okay, sure.
Going one way into San Francisco. And coming out, there's like 7 lanes underneath. So you have cars going in this way and cars going out underneath. So you don't actually see the cars under. It's hard to explain, but
Yeah.
and then of course when you're on the edge of the bridge like that, you can't really see the water unless you look far away because it's got the walls that block, keep guys from driving out trying to kill themselves or whatever, I guess.
Right.
So you've been to Golden Gate Bridge, haven't you?
I haven't, no.
You?
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Many times.
Yeah.
See if you know this song.
Something about San Francisco.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Yep. Tony Bennett. You know the words of the song?
Not all of it.
Well, feel free to sing on if you can think of the words.
Yeah.
You too, Gordon, Connor, if you can think of it. And here's the conclusion. How would you like to sing this song on television?
Oh man, you know what? I wouldn't mind actually.
I wouldn't either if I could sing.
Yeah. If I knew the words, I definitely would.
They probably have it on a computer or something like that, So you want to play a tune first on your guitar? Did you
I
bring
can
your
do
guitar?
that.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Yes, I did.
You want to play a tune?
Sure. Yeah. Did you wanna
Just
go
well,
along with me?
I will. I'll try if I can sit in here.
Yeah. I mean.
Go ahead, just
do
play a
something.
tune. I'll ask you some more questions about you in a little bit. Let's just have fun. Now remember, this is not American Idol, so nobody's getting a prize or.
It's a no. It's a no.
Am I getting a prize?
Pardon?
No.
I'm not getting a prize.
Afraid not.
Speaking
Just
of that,
cafe.
they're actually going
Very good.
have that on again. Idol.
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
it's back on again. So
Mhm.
I knew they would eventually. So.
like he's ticked, but having fun. Good. Is that a song you wrote or something you made up? Or?
Yeah, I made it up.
That's got words to it or anything?
It could have words to it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thanks for playing a couple of notes on there.
Sure.
Okay, let's talk to you. Let's ask you some more questions. Your family's here in Missoula too?
No, they're in San Jose still.
Oh, they're still in San Jose?
Yeah.
Then what brings you to Montana from?
The university and just different culture, you know.
Yeah, what is, well, you guys probably can relate, you know, going 5 miles an hour on a 5-lane highway every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I moved here.
Cleaner air.
No, really, yeah, cleaner air.
Yeah.
Because I used to drive on, you guys probably both know it, Interstate 5, you familiar with it in California?
Not me.
How about 80?
Yeah.
Interstate 80?
Mhm.
Remember that one? And it was always so congested there. And I remember I'd get off work or whatever, and it would take like 2 hours to get home. 95.
Mhm.
That's a
I'm
long
so
time
sick
too.
of that.
Yeah.
You know,
Every day.
a 20-minute drive take
Yeah.
you 2 hours to get home if you're on the 5 o'clock, you know, expressway because everybody's going like 5 miles an hour or whatever. And so I
Right.
moved here.
Oh.
I moved here to Montana. I got tired of the crime. I got tired of driving slow every day and just that whole congestion. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure,
Just
sure.
Yeah.
And I know that Missoula has its issues, but you can't compare Missoula to Los Angeles.
No way.
No way.
Not even close.
Yeah, so.
It
And I'm not
is
picking on
it is
Missoula.
like the Los Angeles of Montana, though. I'd say.
Well, perhaps, but I mean, as far as the activities, and you know what I'm talking about, the things
Yeah.
that go on in
Huh?
Los Angeles and
Never
stuff.
know.
I got my first
These
job in,
millennials, man, they're
Yeah.
bringing in
I was 21 when I got my first job in music in Hollywood. I was,
In Hollywood?
oh, it was all congested then. And it was 2017, so you can only imagine
Huh.
you know, how bad it is. So, you have any future plans, Connor, when you finish school?
I got some tentative. I got dreams. So hopefully
What's
the
one
dreams
of the,
will-
what's one of the goals, if you don't mind my asking, you'd like to do?
Well, it's a few of them. You know, dancing is one of them, and then
Oh, like Dancing with the Stars, that kind of dancing?
it could be. That's what God wants me to do, because that's where it takes me. The other things is documentary filmmaking.
That's a good
Something
one.
that
Okay.
I'm going to the University for Media Arts, so I figure that I'll learn about documentary filmmaking, and
You're going to be another Ken Burns one day, aren't you?
I'm going to be a first Conor Jones.
There you go, there you go. And you have any plans?
I like to travel, you know.
Mhm.
I want to see what's around us. you
Yeah.
know. I mean,
Well, I had a chance to travel a little bit as a kid because I come from a military family. You know, they always
right.
send your father or
I
your
mean-
mother somewhere. You got to pack up, leave. So when I was first born, I was born in Alaska.
Oh, wow.
So that
Okay.
gives you an idea. Fairbanks.
Okay.
And from the time I was born until the time I was 12, my family traveled like maybe every year or two. We're always packed up, having to move.
Sure, sure.
And we settled in Sacramento when I was 12, finally. That Air Force life could be a tough life. I mean, it could be fun,
Mhm.
but it could be tough too. But then you can also be separated from your parents sometimes, depending.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, I know they didn't have the Afghanistan issues necessarily back then when I was growing up like today. So you can't like pack your family, move in the heart of that kind of setting these days. That probably would be good. But yeah, we traveled an awful lot,
Yeah, yeah.
whole lot. And you know what, guys? 20 minutes have already gone by. See how quickly this is
I
going?
know.
20 minutes have already gone by.
Whoa.
I told you, when you tape this, it's going to go by real quick.
What is time anyway?
Yeah.
It has gone by quick.
Yeah, 20 minutes already. So we do 20 minutes again a little bit, and we're done. That's it. See how quick that is? See if you guys know this song.
Is it recent? Oh, yeah. I know that song. The words I don't know, if it has words.
That's right. I don't think so.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
You just try to run.
Chariots of Fire.
Right. Right.
I'll play for you guys.
Oh, we're still on there.
What's that?
We're still on here. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And here's the second part. Here's the conclusion right here. You can run real slow, you know.
I should stand up and do it.
Go ahead.
Yeah? I'll stand up and do it.
Yeah. There you go.
I'll look back on camera.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Try it. Run. Oh, come on. There you go. Alright. It was tempting.
That was fun. It's good to stand up.
I did an extra verse since you stood up. And here's the conclusion. This is a cool song. Do you guys know the history of this song?
You'll have to educate me on it.
Okay. Eric Little was the runner.
Eric Little?
Little, yeah. He was a skilled runner in the, I forget what year Olympics, one of the early Olympics, like around 1930s, 40s, somewhere around there.
Was he little too?
No, he actually was a big guy.
Really?
His last name was.
His last
That's
name.
ironic, yeah.
But no, he was like the Flash. He's like really fast.
Was he faster than Usain Bolt?
Huh.
Probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably. He was one of the best. I think he ranked up there with Jesse Owens. I don't know if you guys would know.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Jesse Owens was the I think it was 1936 Olympic champion.
Wow.
Got
yeah,
in
what's
Hitler's
the-
face, you might say.
I was born in 82.
Well, see, I'm not endorsing Hitler or, what went on in World War II, but Hitler was bragging to the world, nobody can beat all German runners. And, they didn't like people of color back in those days. And Jesse Owens was a person of color. He gets up there and smoked everybody. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what that was like? What the Nazis must have been thinking? To see this African American fella outrun all of them. The same with Eric Little on the Chariots of Fire. I mean, they made a movie about him. He was so he was so quick, but he gave up his dreams though. I think to become a missionary, which is an admirable thing to do.
It is an admirable thing.
Yeah. So that's kind of the rough.
Yeah. I mean,
version
God
of-
has really influenced my life as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. You go to church and stuff?
Well, I do, but I haven't gone in like a long, long time. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm always working weekends, so I mean, I don't
Well,
get a chance
yeah.
to.
Well, you can just do what I do. I just watch it on TV every once in a while. I'm not
Yeah,
in church.
yeah.
They got so many of those
Right.
church services on television these days, cable, and gosh. When I was growing up, they only had 3 channels, literally.
Mm-hmm.
It was ABC, CBS, and NBC. And they maybe had one little movie channel. And then when Fox first came on the scene, it was such a big deal. Oh, we get a new network, Fox Network.
Yeah.
Everybody's like going all hog wild on that. Now you get cable service, you got like 200 channels at least.
Oh, I got like 200 now.
You even have movie channels. I mean, not movie channels, music channels. Like you want to listen to some country music and stuff
There you
like
go.
that.
They have all kinds of those on there.
All right, I'm gonna play something for you. Tell me if you guys know this song
Okay,
here.
okay.
Ready? I'll do again. Recognize it?
I think I do.
I'll keep playing it. Recognize it? You recognize it?
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
keep doing it.
Yeah. And the words itself, I don't know exactly, but
You know who does it? Here's the main part.
Wrecking Ball.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm coming like a wrecking ball. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yep.
Yeah, that one. You're really good. Piano player. I mean,
Thank you.
you got some skill.
That's a little classical version of Wrecking Ball.
So how long?
I'm not as good looking as Miley, obviously, but
So how long have you been playing for?
I've been doing it since I was 10. Normally when people take piano lessons, I'll do some classical. They might do something like this here. You hear some kid. There's always this one kid in the background. He'll be doing something like this. You know, something like this.
Right, right.
Or something like this. You know this song? You've heard this song?
I think so.
Yeah, this is called Prelude in C. But see, there's not a big demand for classical music. Like, you know, you go on cruise ships. I don't know if you've ever been on cruise ships.
Yeah. I thought
Or,
classical music, though.
I like it too, but
Yeah.
I mean, you go in a piano bar setting. You familiar with that? You know, like you go in hotels and there's always this one piano player playing, and they got cocktails.
Mhm.
They're not playing Chopin and Beethoven. They're doing Sinatra, Elton John, whatever. That's my point. And I like classical music. It's beautiful music, but there's not a big demand for it. Not in the spectrum. Nobody walks up to you and says, "Hey, will you play the Nocturne in E flat?" It goes like this. You may have heard it.
I'm not sure that I have heard that one.
See, that's my point. That's the first part of it. But see, nobody requests that. They want to hear Moon River or Love Story or something like that, you know. You may
Old-fashioned
recognize
ones.
it, yeah. You recognize
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I think I do, yeah.
Love Story?
What movie is that from?
Hmm?
What movie is that from?
Love Story. That's the name of the
The
movie.
movie is called Love Story?
Did you ever see that movie? It's about 40, 50 years old now, I think, something like that. Basically, it was really sad. It basically, this guy, he goes to all this trouble to meet this real good-looking girl. She's like really hot, you know. They're like dating and they're loving on each other. They just go through the stuff that couples go through. And then she ends up getting cancer. I mean, I'm not laughing at that, but you know how those movies are. Every time something good happens in a movie, don't hold your breath.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna always be something's gonna go wrong, and that's exactly what happened with this. And so it was sad when she dies. You know, he's like all brokenhearted, and he goes through the trial of her illness and being in the hospital. And they kept playing that song that I just played for you throughout the movie. So it's sad. Well, they would make happy movies, you know. I guess
What is a
nobody.
happy movie?
I don't know. I guess nobody would watch it. It was a happy movie all the time.
Homeward Bound or
comedies.
something?
Yeah.
Well,
How about
yeah.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding? Did you guys see that
Yeah, it
movie?
was good.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
It was pretty
I
funny.
liked
I mean, I got some funnier comedies I've seen, but it was a good one.
Yeah. Here's the theme to it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Recognize it?
I do.
Pretty cool movie. I like this song. Had that last note there.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that was a happy movie, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. But movies like that usually aren't made. They usually end up like that love story we're talking about. They fall in love, guy gets a girl in his dreams, and she dies. And, Oh, so they just that's movies for
That's
you.
what love is. I mean,
Yeah, somebody always dies in
Yeah,
the love
yeah.
stories. Well, guys, 30 minutes have gone by, or 35 minutes actually. We're about more than halfway there already. I know it just goes by very quickly. It really does. It's just amazing how fast time goes when you're doing this.
I love this. This is
Yeah,
great.
this is fun. But anyway, getting back to the movies. So you saw My Big Fat Greek Wedding, right? Did you see it?
I did a long time ago.
Well, basically, it's about these two people from two different cultures.
Sure.
Tula's from the Greek culture, and Ian's like suburban,
Yeah.
they call it. And so nobody had ever dated a non-Greek person in Tula's family. And so she ends up meeting this guy, and they end up dating and falling in love, and then they had to deal with the family. That was funny because when Tula takes Ian home, their father like goes off, you know, because he's not Greek. He's got all this long hair.
There was a Turkish girl who I dated one time. Her family was here, and boy, I thought I was, a nice guy and all, but I'm not sure her mom liked me that much.
Oh, I had that happen too. I dated a Vietnamese girl years ago. Oh, and when she brought me to that house, oh my goodness.
Who is this guy? You're
I thought that dad, yeah. I mean, I had a suit on and everything. I was proper. And the girl's father had nice clothes on too, because most Vietnamese people, they usually do. And my thought was that she kept staring at me like, oh man, I hope he's not going to break off on me and do some Bruce Lee on me, you know, something. I don't mean that critically, but he just kept staring at me. And I just kept being, you know, polite, proper and everything. And then after I left, after I met the family, you're not going to go out with that American anymore. We're going to disown you. That actually happened.
Huh.
Well, their culture is very picky, some of the Vietnamese people. But it's like that movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, you know. So Tula brings Ian home and has to deal with the reaction of the Greek family. But then what was funny was when the tables were turned and they brought that Greek girl into that house in that suburban neighborhood. Oh, so your name is Tula, huh? And she's all polite and everything. Tell me about your country. It's just like really funny. You know, they both were like out of place when they met the families, but they endured that. See, so the families had to adjust because they weren't going to break up. And see where I'm going with this is if you're dating someone from a different culture, which I don't have a problem with, you just better make sure you're strong enough in your relationship, you know, to deal with family. Yeah, I'm not saying you have to be disrespectful to your family, but you know, you can't let your family control who you go out with.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't give in to that because it's like a void that
You gotta be your own
would
person.
never be filled. You have to be your own person. But yeah, you know, I'm all for interracial relationships and things like that, but you just have to really be strong and stuff. But you know, this Vietnamese girl, she freaked out because you know, she wasn't from California. You know, they were really from Vietnam. They just happened to be living in San Jose. In fact, is where his family was. That's a big Vietnamese community these days now, I think.
Yeah.
San Jose, California. So that's the way it was when I was there, and she freaked out. So she said she couldn't date me anymore because her dad was not happy. It had nothing to do with me being an African American person. They just didn't want her dating any American. Period. So I can understand that in a sense. You know, we don't know what that family went through because, like, you hear these stories. You know, people overseas and what they're suffering, and they come over here and they're free of that, but they still bring all those memories with them. You know what I mean? It's like you take a guy out of the big city, and you plunge him into a place like Montana, and he still has that big city in him.
Whole new world, but
Yeah, but he's got all that in him.
Yeah.
So even if you take a person out of a bad neighborhood and you put him in a good neighborhood, he's still got the bad in him until you know you can work that out. So.
that's for anybody, really.
I know, but that's what it was like with that Vietnamese girl. I dated her, so that ended. And I wished her well. She was really freaked out. She was afraid. And, you know, that puts pressure on a person when they're not strong enough to withstand their family. You know, when it comes to things like that. Because like with my family, I'd be like, oh, I love you guys, but you ain't going to tell me I can't go out with this person. And there's some people that be like, don't let the door hit you where the Lord split you. You don't want to get that crude, but you know what I mean. So anyway, all right, let's see. Let's play a tune here, and tell me if you know this song here. Recognize it?
I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I ain't got much money, but if I did, I'd buy a big house where
There you go.
we both can live in.
I recognize this song.
You know it, right? I'm sorry.
How wonderful life is when you're in the world.
You recognize it? Well, I never sing along.
Yeah.
That's called Your Song, Elton John. That's the kind of
Elton
stuff
John,
people
yeah.
want to hear, in piano bar settings, stuff like that. So, what's your favorite kind of music, Matty?
Boy,
You have a favorite kind of music? Or what kind of music do you listen to?
I like country and like hip hop.
Oh, really? You like hip hop, huh?
Yeah.
I can't play the piano. Yeah. What about you, Connor? What do you like? What kind of music do you
I
like?
like mostly everything. Rock and roll is probably my favorite.
Really?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
There you go.
Oh,
That's a
there
good
you go.
one.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. See if you know this song here. Any of you guys know this one?
Man,
Recognize it?
not yet. It's coming to me. Who's the artist?
Chicago.
Oh yeah, I recognize it now.
Recognize it?
Not really.
Don't recognize it, huh?
I've heard it before.
Okay. I thought this would be a dead giveaway, this part right there. Still don't know it, huh?
I recognize
Does
it.
anybody
too.
know what time it is the name of that song. Anybody know what time it is?
Oh yeah.
You recognize it now?
Yeah,
I'll do it
I
again.
like to say it.
Anybody know what time it is?
There you go.
We should form a, I don't know, a quartet or something, huh?
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, that's called "Does Anybody Know What Time It Is" by the group Chicago.
Alright.
Yeah, they did
That's a good
did a bunch of cool songs back in those years.
For
Just
sure.
like that. That was one of their
Okay.
biggest hits.
You play that well, actually.
Well, thank you. I haven't played that in a while. Just throwing little embellishments in those melodies there. But when I'm playing for real, if I'm on a real piano, I can express it so much different and better.
Sure.
These keys are just, this is just electronic keyboard, monotone, stiff keys, and it's not the same. But anyway, Chicago, yeah, they're a pretty cool group. I think they're still going strong.
They're still a band?
Well, they maybe on a smaller plane these
Okay.
days. I don't think they're probably touring much as they did in their heyday when all those songs came out. A lot of those groups, they get in their heyday and then they kind of fade away.
Mhm.
And they still do concerts, maybe in Vegas somewhere or something,
Small market type?
Yeah, smaller.
Places.
Because they've already made their mark in the world, They've already had like all the hits and the Grammys and, worldwide TV.
Right.
So they just probably go to like some fancy hotel, maybe like say the Riviera in Vegas, and they're playing there like 5 nights a week. And I guess that's all right, it's
Yeah.
stable,
Mhm.
kind of thing. That's really tough work. Have you ever been on the road or anything, musically? You ever done any
Oh.
traveling with any music groups?
Kind of ish.
Then you know what I'm talking about, how difficult that can be.
Oh, being with them?
Well, no, not the musicians. I'm talking about the lifestyle, traveling, packing
Oh.
up, moving.
Yeah, I dig it, but it is like definitely taxing. for
Yeah,
sure.
it's very taxing. To do a show, you do like 2 shows one night, and you gotta set everything down and hop on that bus and go like 2 states to the next. And you
Yeah.
do that for like 6 months, and you're like wired by the time it's
That's
over.
exhausting.
It's
Professional
very-
athletes will have that kind of lifestyle, especially the basketball players.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Every
very
3 days,
taxing.
yeah.
I used to do tours on a smaller plane when I was in my 20s, and that was taxing too. Like, because I used to play with Pat Guidry and the High Rollers in Las Vegas when I was 26. And so when we did this weekend tour, we had packed up from there and go all the way to Monterey, California, and set that up.
Yeah.
And it was cool because we were on the same show with the Beach Boys. I don't know if you would know them.
Mm-hmm.
The group, the Beach Boys. Well, this is like 40 years ago at least.
Yeah.
They were still performing.
Mhm.
They're I think they're mostly gone now, that group. And I remember how taxing that was too, to be performing in Vegas and back up, go to Monterey and play there, and they had to repack up and head back, I mean, over the entire weekend.
Yeah.
So that was a chore in and of itself. And boy, we did a lot of work when I was in Vegas. You imagine 5 nights a week playing at that hotel, getting up there doing that same show.
I think it'd be kind of exciting, actually.
Well, I don't mean it to sound
Vegas,
humdrum. What I mean is that it's old to you, but it's always new to your audience.
Yeah.
So you gotta just get the same energy each audience, even if you've done this thing like a zillion times.
And it's not easy.
Yeah, you'd be like, I'm sick of this song, You know what I'm talking about.
But he hasn't heard it, she hasn't heard it, right?
Yeah, they haven't heard it, so you have to get out there, even if you've done it a zillion times, you gotta get out there and do it like it's your first time for your audience. But I hope you get a chance to do your travel. That'd be pretty cool. And we got 10 minutes left, guys. We're almost out of time. Yeah, we got 10 minutes left. Yeah.
Wow.
But you're young enough, so I was younger too, so you'll get a feel for that.
Yeah.
I think it'll be exhilarating for a while,
Definitely.
And if the novelty wears off, just remember, think of your audience.
Mm-hmm.
Just think that it's new to them.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, think about that, and that gives you your fresh energy again. And some people, if you like Celine Dion, the singer, I don't know if you know her.
Oh, yeah.
She's making like $300 million a year. Well, yeah, but look how many shows that lady has to do. She's doing something like 3 or 4 shows a night. She probably got to drink a lot of lemon juice too to protect the vocal cords of hers, I would imagine, stuff like that too. But
I definitely paid to watch her though.
oh well, yeah, I'd like to see her myself.
Yeah.
But when you go to those kind of shows, like those kind of concerts, they're very expensive usually. Paul McCartney. Did you guys get to go to the Paul McCartnney concert here?
Mm-hmm.
I got a story about that.
Go ahead.
So I have a sister who won them at work, floor seats, right? And I was off that night, and she was going to have us go, but she passed on. I was like, "Are you kidding me? We could have been 3rd row, floor seats." But she passed. I was like, "Don't pass on Paul McCartney. We could have gone."
Why did she pass on Paul McCartney?
I don't know. She had other plans, but I'm going, hand them over to me, because I would have gone.
Well, I would have gone too. You know how much those tickets were? You guys have any idea how much those McCartney tickets were when he was
say
here?
Close to 1,000.
What do you think those tickets were?
I'd probably
4
say,
seats at least.
I'd
All
say
right, let's
range
make
from
it
like
easier.
500
By
to
a person.
1,000.
By person. Take a guess
Okay,
how
by
much it is
person?
by person. Yeah. How much it was to see Paul McCartney? when
Floor
he was
seats
here.
we're talking about, right?
No, just one person. If you had to take a guess, let's say you go by yourself. You get
I think it ranged from 100 to 1,000 probably.
I'm gonna say, for one, I would say about like a 350, 500.
What do you think of those tickets were?
Well, it depends on the seats.
Well, yeah. Okay, it was $250 a ticket.
Okay, so like
A person. We're not
I
talking
had
a group
like
setting. So if
a
two
fee
people-
charge too, right? So that like adds
Probably.
up. So like 400, 500.
Well, if 2 people went, it'd be probably about 500, I'd say.
I was so upset that night.
You'd have to get your own food probably too, so then you have to add on to that.
Right.
See?
Yeah. And
But it's Paul McCartney.
food is
so-
kind of expensive too there.
I'm sure it was. Yeah, I was at the hotel. When
It was
they were
in the
setting that up.
outdoor thing, wasn't it? Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but they had to set that up, and they were setting it up at the DoubleTree Hotel, and I happened to be there that afternoon when they were setting it up. It was
I was
packed,
working
like
there that night.
sardines in there.
Mhm.
I used to play at the DoubleTree Hotel.
Yeah.
I
I've
played
seen
there
it.
for 3 years, and oh my goodness, it was so crowded. They were setting up, they had champagne, food, order, everything, you know. And no telling where Paul McCartney was. He was probably sitting up there resting in his
He was actually saying
room
pause
upstairs.
up.
Yeah,
So-
probably resting, preparing that voice for that concert, you know, and stuff. Can you imagine how hard that would be to be someone like Paul McCartney? Think about it. I mean, I know you guys weren't around when the Beatles came. I'm old enough to remember when they came off that flight and went on the Ed Sullivan Show. Everybody's like, screaming and carrying on. And my thought was, what are these people screaming at? But, you know, they had a pretty cool act. They had a haircut then. One guy was playing guitar this way on one side of the band. The other guy, I don't know if people even noticed that.
Oh.
You ever notice that? You watch that? Yeah, I think it was John Lennon was playing and Paul McCartney. And next time you look at the clip and you watch them, the one was playing the guitar going this way, and the other was playing this way. See, people don't notice things like that. But they had a pretty good act, you know. They got on the Ed Sullivan Show, you know, millions of people watched that group from overseas here in America. Ed Sullivan. And now we have a really big show for you tonight. He was like this monotone host, you know. Well, never mind. You guys had to be there. And he goes, the Beatles. Everybody's like, ah! You know, I mean, the whole audience. You couldn't even hear yourself or hear the music hardly. They were screaming so loud. And they're like, I wanna hold your hand. And then they did that one song. It goes something like, she loves you. Let's see if I forget. Remember that song? Never mind. But anyway, that's the way it was then. But where I'm going with that is, imagine how hard it would be to be someone like Paul McCartney to have to keep that up year after year.
Mm.
And then he goes solo after the Beatles disbanded. And he went solo.
How old is he now? Like,
I think he is like 73 now.
he's 73.
Maybe 74. He might be 74 by now. You gotta remember when he was here, that was what, about 2 years ago or something like
Something
that?
like that, yeah.
And if I understand, I think the Stones might have had something to do with him coming here. Because wasn't the Stones were here?
I was there actually, the Stones
Yeah,
concert.
let's have fun with the Stones real quick.
That's a musical too, isn't it? Yeah.
Probably.
Kind of the opera one, right? I mean,
This is Painted Black. The song. I'm messing that up. Let me do it again. Let me redeem myself. Now you recognize it?
I do.
I'm gonna get it right this time. I'll play it for you guys. And then the conclusion. There you go, Painted Black. I think King Kong would like that.
Oh yeah, I
He
think
should
he
have been
does
playing
too.
that song, you know,
Yeah.
before he dies here. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, that must be very difficult, especially, you know, coming from a group like the Beatles, then going solo, and you have to keep it up year after year after year after year. Vocal coach, because they say singing is the most difficult instrument, singing.
Mm.
Well, think about it, because you have to be on pitch. You can't be cracking your notes or coughing in the middle of the song, you know, stuff like that, which can happen, or sneeze, you know.
Sure.
And you have to, you know, protect your vocal cords and be on pitch, and it's not easy. See, with the instrument, you know, you tune that up, it stays in tune.
Mm-hmm.
Singing, you gotta listen and pay attention, and then you gotta learn all them words. Even though you sing like 50 tunes, that's like a bunch of poetry if you think about it, you know, just learning the lyrics. Each song got about 2 or 3 or 4 verses, you know. No wonder somebody like Garth Brooks could make $1 zillion. But that's hard work. But anyway, getting back to what I was talking about, I think the Stones were responsible for Paul McCartney coming to Missoula. I think.
I can see that.
Don't quote me on that, but that's what I've heard. Yeah, I can't do my Mick Jagger impersonation. Hey, Paul, you got to go to Madonna, man. Never mind. I don't want to quit my day job, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to be an impersonator. Okay, you guys got any final words you want to say? We're out of time.
I just want to say thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, and we're gonna do a second taping in a little while. I'm gonna make you both a copy of this show here.
Yeah. Sounds good. I really
And
enjoyed my time. It was
we'll
awesome.
talk about wrestling and some other time, and King Kong some other time. I might use this same backdrop for the second show there,
Yeah.
or I might put us in Heartbreak Hotel.
I wish I could stay around, but I got somewhere I gotta be.
No,
so.
I know that.
Thank you,
Emmett
Joe.
will probably
Yeah,
be here
thank
too.
you.
It was an honor.
Thank you.
Well, let
appreciate
me
it.
introduce you guys again on camera.
Thanks.
We have Matty here on my left, our special guest, and we are on the set of King Kong 1933. This movie came out in 1933. Can you believe it? 1933. And we have Connor on the further left here, and both of these guys have sat in, and we've talked about everything from Chariots of Fire to Mick Jagger.
Yeah. There you go.
We got some satisfaction here today.
Yeah, I can't get no satisfaction.
Unfortunately not.
You know, it makes you wonder what Mick Jagger was thinking when he first made that song. Can you think about
I
that?
have an idea. I think I'll keep it to myself.
No, I don't mean I don't mean that. I just mean
No love life for some
how
time.
many times he must have sang that song. He probably. I wonder if he ever got
Oh.
upset. Oh, if I have to sing that song one more time. All right. Well,
All right.
anyway, this is Asaph Cafe. This is the conclusion, and I had a wonderful time with both of these gentlemen sitting in with me. So, any other final words? Any
I
final
love
words?
you.
Any final words, Connor?
Much love. Keep it weird, Missoula.
There you go.
Zootown, baby.
Zootown, there you go. So thank you for tuning in, and until our next show, Maranatha. Just relax or whatever.
Oh, my
That's- I'm just doing
girlfriend
the
came here to
ending.
dance with me.
There you go. All right, you guys make yourself at home. I'll shut everything down and make you a copy.
All right. That was fun.
Yeah,
Make
of
you a
course.
copy. Hope I didn't get a ticket.
I thought he said
Put an
coffee
hour.
at
Yeah,
first.
I was like, that sounds pretty good.